Hey everybody, it's Doug here. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to my continued playthrough of Tainted Grail, The Fall of Avalon. We are in about, I guess we're a couple turns in. The turns can be a little long in this because there's a lot of storytelling and that sort of thing. And I'm going to do a quick recap of what happened in the previous episode. But first, I did want to address a very slight error that I luckily am catching before it makes any difference. I thought you had to make a decision with this to gain one rep and one experience, or experience, but it's both. Thank you for I can't remember who let me know. I think, oh, anyway, got that known. So each one of these guys, because they all did it, are going to get a reputation cube, except for Aaliyah. She's going to get an experience because she took the rep. No, she didn't. She took the experience as well. So they're all going to get a reputation out of that. Okay, anyway, that's going to help a lot, except for, okay, we got it. All right, now let's get going. I'm going to do a quick recap, and I just want to remind you I'm playing a three-player game with Bior, Aaliyah, and Rev, and we are about to get into it. So let's do that recap now. So far, the three heroes had very little luck in finding the way to create the druidic ritual that will restore the menhir in Connacht farmstead. They ventured forth with Bior heading toward the forlorn swords, Arev heading toward the four-dweller mounds, and Aaliyah eventually making her way to the village of the Whitening, where she had to have an encounter with a guard and later helped the people there. She found that they were being stricken with some illness. She was able to alleviate some of that through her herbal healing, but there's more to do, and hopefully she'll get back to be able to do it. In the meantime, after Bior stole a hammer from an old smith that knew his mentor, he made his way back to Connacht farmstead, and all of them spent the night. Bior dreamed of a couple of locations, and he imagined that these locations had something to do with the druidic rite that they needed to acquire. One of those took place in the, or at least demonstrated what looked like the island asylum here, by the interpretation of his dream. The other one would be the charred conclave, and the other one would be the four dwellers mounds, where Arev is now. So they're going to make their way there and try and get that done. But as bad luck would have it, there were refugees that were making their way to Connacht village from areas of the weirdness that had already been stricken. They helped by giving them food and wealth, and in return they got some experience and reputation as heroes of the people. And that's where we're leaving off. So right now we have some things to do. We're about to head into our day phase after we did the events and all the things at the start of the day. And then we'll probably get through that in this episode, and then we'll continue on with the end of day phase, perhaps in the next episode. So sit back and relax and enjoy the adventure of Bior, Aaliyah, and Arev. Now, if you remember, during the day phase, we're going to be taking all of our actions, and these are the actions that we can do. Explore, travel, a location action, inspect a menhir, which we don't have to do right now, even though you can in a couple locations. We're not going to do it right now. Character secret items and actions. I'm not sure how you investigate the rights to the menhir, so I'm going to show you something, because honestly, I'm not sure on this. I mean, we're going to do it. I'm just not sure which one we should do. So here in the Four Dwellers Mound, we have Arev. And we're going to take his action first. So we're going to spend energy depending on what we do. Now I can spend 2 energy to go treasure hunting, but I'm going to gain a terror and 1 wealth, and then roll and go to verse 4. Could be interesting to do that. But we also could explore this location and also investigate a menhir. I think we might want to do that first. Investigating the menhir is going to cost us 0 energy, and we just get to look and see what it says. Oh, so that would be... Yeah, we're not going to do that yet. That would be activating the menhir, I believe. So what we're going to do is we're going to explore, I think, first. We'll explore the Four Dweller Mounds, which will cost Arev. And again, this is Arev's miniature right here. It's pretty cool. We're we're going to have Erev explore there, and that will cost him 1 energy, bringing him from 6 to 5. We'll get the book out, and we'll see what happens to him while he's there in the Four Dwellers Mounds. Okay, here we are. It says, if you have the Winds of Weirdness status, remove this location card from the game and replace it with location 123. Otherwise, read on. We do not have that status. I'm just going to double check, but I'm pretty sure we only have, yeah, Fate of the Expedition and Riddle of Gold Steel. Okay. So it says, the mist-covered mounds resonate with the sound of the spades and pickaxes. Once only insane treasure hunters worked here, but as more and more gold emerged from under the earth, these burial grounds turned into a regular mine, or at least almost regular. People still disappear or grow mad here on occasion. So we can wander deep into the mounds, we can chat with the miners, or we can leave. I think we're going to wander deep into the mounds. I don't know if this is a good decision on our part. Well, we could chat with the miners first. I think we'll chat with the miners for, well, yeah, we'll chat with the miners right now. We're going to go to verse 2. You stop and listen to a miner's tale. They say a young floorman apprentice once met a pale, sad girl between the mounds, and she ran from him without a single word. Over the following weeks, he kept slipping away from his work to wander between the mounds looking for her. He saw her two more times, but never managed to catch on. Finally, one day, he noticed the girl was running into an open four-dweller mound. He followed her. The place was dark and teeming with strange powers. The apprentice kept pushing onwards, even as voices taunted him and laughed. Finally, after hours of fruitless search, he emerged from the exit, only to discover his body and posture had changed. He was now a young, pale girl. Before she was able to overcome the shock of this discovery, a gruff foreman apprentice spotted her. Shocked and ashamed, she ran away and wandered the mounds for days, until she found an open tomb again. This time, there was an empty coffin inside. The girl was so tired she lay in it and fell asleep. She woke in a comfortable bed as a 6-year-old boy who still shuddered from the intensity of his dream. The dream never left his mind, finally pushed him to leave his village at the age of 15 and sign up as a foreman's apprentice in the mounds. The man who tells you this story has sunken, sad eyes, full of fear and yearning. You thank him for his time and desperately move away, or discreetly move away. If you don't have Part 2 of the Burning Mystery status, each party member gains 1 experience and gains Part 2 of the Burning Mystery status. So so that's interesting. So little story there, and Arev got an experience point for it. And then we're going to mark the Burning Mystery Part 2. So that is, let's see, and our exploration ends. So Burning Mystery Part 2 is right here. Let me get my other pen. This one works. This one works. Part 2 is right there. So we have the Burning Mystery Part 2. And that's going to end Erev's first exploration. I think what we'll do next is we'll move on to Beor. So Beor is here in Kunocht Farmstead. There he is, looking all smitherly. And he is going to take a travel action as well. So that's going to put him from 6 down to 5 energy, where he will simply move over to the Charred Conclave. That's it for him. It says, when we get there, we draw a gray encounter when you... Okay, it says, draw a gray encounter when you enter this location once per day. So this will be the only time we draw a gray encounter. Let's get that out, take a look. Here is the gray encounter. Now that lightning bolt on the Charred Conclave card, let me just show you that. Shows this lightning bolt. So that's what we have to do. And by the way, I'll just read the text here. It says, the wind that caresses the long grass of this desolate highland also carries the smell of burnt flesh. Yuck. Anyway, we have to draw a gray encounter when we enter the location. So we're going to do that right now. And oops, I'm killing the men here. But we know where he was at. He was on 5. Okay, let's get him in his right place there. Put him back on the spot. Okay, there we go. And then now again, this is our first encounter. So this is our first time encountering a gray encounter. So it's going to be this card right here. Let's see what we get. Another mist-shapen vermin. Well, we've seen this one before, so we know that our guy Beor is going to have to get his combat deck out and take on this mist-shaped vermin. I don't think that's going to be too hard for him, so let's do it. Just a reminder, he does have, this isn't going to help him because it only helps with purple encounters. He does have his old steel smasher, and he also has his smoke bomb. Now that could help him. It says in combat discard to escape without triggering opportunity. The only opportunity for the mist-shaped vermin is for it to run away, so not too worked up about that. Alright, here's his combat deck. I'll just give it another quick shuffle. I'm pretty sure we shuffled it from the last time, but we'll do it again. This will be good because this will get him some food, right? Alright, well, let's draw his 3 cards and see what he gets. Now, is there anything I have to do to start with? No. Okay. Alright, here's what we got. We have Powerful Blow, Risky Attack, and Hold Your Guard. Now, let's take a look at this. This one has a lightning bolt, but it's on magic, so we're not going to be able to do much with that. He has no magic. So what we might want to do is this one. I think we're going to lose an energy, though, for him. Well, I think that's okay, because he's where he wants to be. He's not going to move any farther. So spending an extra energy might be okay. We need double aggression for this, which we do have. You can't see it on his board, but he has double aggression. And so if we play this, we won't be able to play anything else this turn. That one takes magic, hold guard. We could play hold guard. It says when it attacks, you choose the enemy attacked, except run away after the attack. Well, yeah, I think we'll do. This one's going to give us 3 right off the bat of the 4 we need, which means we'll lose 1, but then we'll have a time token and gain 1 next round. So I think that's what we're going to do. Okay, we're going to play this. All right. So on entry, we're going to lose an energy, so that puts him down to 4. Kind of sucks, but that's okay. What we're going to do then is we're going to do 3 hits on the vermin. We'll just put them right here. That's 1, 2 for this one here, and 3. So we only need, actually, yeah, that's right. Okay. Now we don't need double. We only need 1, but we did 2 hits, and that's good. So we lose that, and then we're going to throw a time token on here because this Powerful Blow has a lingering effect. If we get to the next round, which we will, it's going to kill it. That's good news. Okay, so we know we're going to kill it in the next round, but it is going to attack back. And if we look on the chart, so that's it. We're not going to do anymore. We don't have any lightning bolts to connect with except for this one on magic, and we don't have any magic, so we can't connect that. But what we can do is then end our turn. So we end our action, and I don't know if I should show you this or if you need to remember it. But here's how we're going to play a card, then even enemy's going to attack, and we're going to check readiness. Well, we're going to be fine there. But let's do this. He's on 3, so he's going to lose 1 cube back out of the pool. So he kind of healed up during that fight a little bit. And that's it. That's all he's going to do. So then we check readiness, and what does that mean? That means we're going to, if each party member has been activated, they have, go to phase 3, which is the end of the turn. Discard. Each party member discards down to 3 cards. We didn't have more than 3. And each party member draws 1 new card, and we go to the next turn. So we're going to draw 1 new card, and we're going to go to the next turn. Well, we have attack. So I don't know that we even need to do the attack. So now we're going to start the combat. And if you look at it, start of the combat, draw 3 cards, check the enemy traits, or start of the encounter. Pick the active character. Okay, delayed abilities. Remove 1 time token. So we're going to remove a time token. And that is going to do enough to kill the vermin. I don't know if do you have to play a card. What if I don't? Oh, if I don't play a card, he'll run away. So we're going to have to play a card. I think we'll play. Yeah, this is our first card. I think we're just going to play Hold Guard because we know he's going to die, right? So now that all this is triggered, we're going to play this, and this will just give us this connector here. You see there's nothing there, right? And so it's not going to do anything for us, but we really don't need it to. I'm just going to look and make sure I have that symbol right. Pretty sure that I do. I think it's just an empty space, but I'm going to double check just to be on the safe side. And the answer is, yeah. There's no multiplier on that bonus. So there's no bonus. So we just held our ground, and it says, on the enemy's attack, you choose the enemy except run away. So we don't have to choose anything because he's not going to attack. We have killed him. So, how do I know that? Well, if you look at the combat chart, wherever that is, here we go. Play the card. If you didn't play any cards, resolve the opportunity. Well, we didn't. So the enemy is going to attack. He's got 4. Well, that means he's going to die, so he doesn't do anything. because the chart is 1 to 3. So then when we end the turn, we're going to check for readiness and then go back to the phase. Well, we beat him, so we're okay there. And that is going to end that. So this doesn't really trigger. It doesn't really matter because we beat the vermin soundly without taking any damage whatsoever. That is good. This will then be discarded, and we'll mosey on. So that was his encounter there. I'm going to put his cards back. We didn't have to do anything there, but play the cards. And that means that he gets 1 food for his victory over the vermin. We'll just take one of these cubes, put the food in there. That gives him 3 food. That's good. And this time token goes back, and that is the end of that white encounter. I hope that I'm explaining the combat well enough for you. It's not a difficult combat system once you get used to it. So now we're going to move on to Aaliyah. She's the only one to goes next. Now she's in the white, here in the whitening. She's going to spend an energy to move down to the cursed conclave with or the charred conclave. Now she's going to have an encounter there too, unfortunately. But I'm trying to get her down to here. So actually, it only says once per day. So we already had the gray encounter. That's it. There isn't another one for her. That's actually why I did it that way. Anyway, she is going to go down to 6 energy for moving down there from her 7, and that's going to be her action. Okay. All 3 have done their actions, so we're going to wrap back around and figure out what we want to do. I think what we'll do is we're going to go with we will go with Leah first, and I want to check something real quick, and that is the trade action. Characters, I thought you could trade. Yeah, use an action printed on the character's tile. No, that's healing. We don't have to do that, but I thought you could trade at will. Or maybe that's if you are at the end of day. I'm not sure, because I want to get her a food from Bior if I can. Explore. Okay, no. Location action. No. There is no location action there. Use an action. I gotta look this up because I'm pretty sure you can do that. I just want to double check. So yes, they can be, when they're together, they can be considered in a party. Now that means they could take actions together, but also says that that characters not involved in another action can freely trade. Neither of them are involved in another action right now. Well, no, because we start a new turn, so neither of them have done anything. So Arev, she is going to accept a food from Arev, and please tell me if that is incorrect, but I read that as long as they're not involved in an action, they can trade freely, and they're not. So she moved. That was her total action. Then she got, yeah. Oh, and so she did the encounter there, and then that was it. So she can't trade that food quite yet. I'm going to give it back to him. I guess when Arev goes, he can choose to join her in a party. I think. Yeah, I believe so. Anyway, they're going to trade that food, and they can do that. So I'm going to make sure that she gets it. All right. But she moved down there and had an encounter. So we'll go with the Rev next. He will trade her the food freely. They will join a party, and they're both going to tackle both going to explore the charred conclave together as a group, because this could be a dangerous place. We just don't know how, and that's what we're going to start with. So they're going to explore as a party. That means they're going to have to spend the energy. And I think as a party, explore. Yeah, I'm gonna look up something, because I think if they're in a party, I think they split the costs, or they both. I'm just gonna remember if they both pay or not. But I just want to make sure I'm doing the rules correctly. Hold on. Never mind, it is 1 per party member, so that means Aaliyah is going down to 5, and Arev is going down to 4. So then they're going to explore the charred conclave together. So we'll take that off of here. We'll take a look at the card, and I already read this, but there is a possibility of a dream there, but nothing else. So we'll put that back, and we're going to then get out the location of 104 for these two to explore. I don't know, someplace like the charred conclave sounds dangerous to me. So, in the image on it with the picture, like this picture here, looks dangerous as well. And if you can see it, it's on the artwork too. You can see this towering thing here, like some kind of Wicker Man type effigy. So it's a little concerning. I want to make sure they're safe. And Aaliyah is certainly no fighter, but she might be helpful in other ways. Okay. I don't know. She's not a bad fighter, I guess. It does not take long to find it. You just have to follow your nose. The remnants of an enormous wicker man, okay, was a wicker man, kneel at the bottom of a small vale. You were here when it was set alight years ago. The day was wet. The wicker man smoldered but didn't burn. Its victims, dozens of tightly packed druids, are still inside. Their melted faces and charred beards press against the bars and look towards the gray, silent skies, barely audible. Ceaseless whispers seem to fill the air. If you're playing Maggot, we're not. If he's in your party, go to verse 10. Otherwise, choose. Stay a while and listen. Dig through the remains. Leave with your sanity intact. I think we need to... I'm thinking. I'm trying to figure out what we need to do in order to get what we need from this place, and I just don't know. So we only have two choices. I'm debating on which one would work best for us. I think we're going to stay a while and listen. I mean, if we're trying to figure out some druidic ritual and the druids are burned and buried in here, I guess that's what we'll do. So we are going to pick stay a while and listen, and I can't wait to see what happens there. So I'm sure it's going to be wonderful. Okay, you stand there for a while, pondering whether this massacre was justified. The druids were blamed for the return of the dread death. But without them, the plague kept on, while the menhirs weakened. The whispers in the wind become louder with every minute. There's still some form of life left in the burnt-out husks. You wonder what knowledge or madness they can bestow. Learn from the conclave. We can pay 1 energy per party member. Well, we're going to do that. Wow, we're burning through energy real quick. So, Aaliyah and Arev. I'm sorry, not Arev. What am I doing? It's Bior, right? Yeah, Bior. Sorry, got to put him back up to 5. Bior will go down to 2 already, so he's already at 2. He's not in a good way. And then we'll go to. We're going to go to verse 10. Sorry, that was Bior, so I got to make sure I correct the food. Bior had 3 food as well, so it doesn't matter. It's the end result's the same. Okay, but let's go back to 10 now. The lipless mouths sneer at you. The melted fingers seem to beckon and call you. An angry whisper grows like the sound of the sea. Finally, you realize they want you to come inside, to step behind the charred bars where their black arms and melted fingers may close around you, into a place where your life should have ended with theirs. Go inside. Requires maggot or at least 1 spirituality. We don't have that. Put your ears to the bars and gather what you can from here. We're going to have to do that because we don't have a choice. So neither of these characters have a point of spirituality. That kind of bites because that's what's required. But anyway, it says we're going to verse 5, because we put our ears to the bars to gather what we could. After a while, you learn to distinguish singular voices in the maddening cacophony of whispers. Several threaten you or throw curses for what your kin have done to the druids. Some cry out in agonizing pain. One describes a secret invocation and forgotten ritual. Well, that's what we were looking for, right? If you have at least 3 magic, go to verse 7. We don't. Each party member gains 1 magic. Each party member who has at least 1 empathy gains 1 horror. Well, that sucks. So we gain a magic. Didn't help us with our cause. So there's a magic for Bior and a magic for Aaliyah. Man, he's just going to have to stay there because he's now tired. He's going to have to stop and rest there. That's not a great thing. Okay, and that's it. So it says we each gain a terror. So I'll put their terror up 1. I'll show you what that looks like. Anyway, I think, yeah, he's at 0. So his goes up to 1 and hers goes up to 1 on the terror track. It's not really that bad. And you see I gained them their magic tokens. They're good there. And that's it. Their exploration ends. So we didn't learn anything. That really sucks. Okay, well, it is what it is. Okay, now we go to Arev. He is going to explore again. So he's going to go down to 4 energy and continue to explore the Four Shadows mounds. So we're going to get that back out and do go back to location 106, which is the 4 Dweller mounds, and see what he does there. Now we know that he He was able to get some things done last time, but not enough, so we're going to have to see what else he can do. We already read this. We know we don't have this Winds of Weirdness, and we looked at the mist-covered mounds, so we still have these two choices. We already talked to the miners. There's nothing we can do there. So we're going to wander deep into the mounds. I think that's the only thing he can really do. Let's hope it doesn't kill him. So, do we have part 2? Yeah, we got part 2 of the Burning Mystery there, but we'll see what this gives us here. I'm just going to move it over a little bit so we can center. And it says, okay, this is verse 1. We wander into the mounds. No one was ever able to count the mounds, and the most experienced miners claim new ones keep arriving, though no one can explain how. How far do you dare to wander? Stick to the places where the other miners work. Roll a die and check verse 8. Go just beyond the currently explored part. Pay 1 energy per party member. Roll a die for each point. Plus 1 for each point of courage. A rev has 1. Check verse 8. Or walk and don't stop until you find something interesting. Pay 2 energy. Roll a die. Add plus 2 for each point of... I think we're going to do that. We're going to walk and don't stop until we find something interesting. So we're going to go down 2 energy. That puts him down to 2. That's fine. And then we're going to roll a die. Here's where's the die? Here's the die. And then we're going to... Man, I really got to think about this. I don't know what's going to happen. Okay, let's just do it and see what we get. Oh, 1. That's a 3. Some $4 trinkets can be sold. Gain 1 wealth. Exploration ends. Well, we're going to have to do that again, I think. Ugh, man, because we need to explore this place, right? So far, we explored 2 of the locations that's supposed to help us, and we got nothing. Not nil. But that ends all the characters' round of actions, and we're going to go back around. So, Bjor is going to pass. Just so you know, he's done. He can't really do much more. Aaliyah is going to continue on her travels. That will put her at 3 energy. And we'll see where she's going. She is going to continue her travels down to the island asylum. This is the card for the island asylum. You can see there's like a mound there and some kind of, looks like a fortress with some towers. It says healing rights. We can pay 1 wealth to gain 3 health back, but we're fine. We're not hurt at all. Nobody is, actually. The place where humans first set foot on this island is now the last departure point for their sick. Okay, so that was her action. She moved there. Now we're going to go back to Arev, and he can't do any more either, so he's going to pass. He's out of energy. We're going to have to spend another turn in the mounds. He spent quite a bit of time there, but we're going to have to see if we can find something worthwhile, right? I don't know. Okay, well, anyway, we got 1 more energy to spend with Aaliyah. She is going to... she's going to take the Explorer action now that she's traveled down there and explore the island asylum. So she's down now to 2 energy. If she goes any farther like the other 2, she'll be exhausted. But the good news is she's already there, so she can just check it out and see what happens. Okay, here is the island asylum. The waves splash against the hull of the boat. A silent hooded man slowly ferries you to the secluded island. Its dark willow grove overlooked on 3 sides by an ancient necropolis carved into the side of the mountains. You know the sick are kept in deep, dark holds, yet you still feel uneasy stepping down onto the shore. Grim monks, the keepers of this place, inspect your body despite your objection. Only then do they agree to listen to you. If you have secret card 66, we don't. If you have the tracker status and the dial representing the bow maiden, we don't. Go to verse 11. Otherwise, choose from the following. Hire yourself as an assistant, tour the island's monuments, sneak into the forbidden depths of the asylum. I think, well, we can hire ourselves an assistant. I don't know what that's going to do for us. We can explore. I think we're going to take a tour of the island monuments. Maybe that will help us understand the druidic ritual that we need. Okay, let's do that. So, tour of the island monuments. We're going to go to verse 4. You can see that we have another one of those very cool puzzles to solve, a secret. And so we're going to take a dial, and we're going to put it on the skull side where there's a number, and it looks like it's going to be straight up. So that is going to be what? nothing. So I think that's a 0 actually. And then this one will face, it will face this direction, right? So this direction here, that looks right. And that'll be a 6. And then the first, it's going to be straight up again. So it's going to be, I think 6, right? Does that make sense? 6, yeah, 0, nothing, 6. So I think it's 6. We'll take a look, see if that works out. So we're going to go to the Book of Secrets and check out entry number 6. Wow, I got to learn to read these dials. That's a 1. So it was actually verse 161. It's like, there's no verse 60. I don't know what to do. Anyway, I figured it out. You take a walk along the shores of the island. Soon, you lose sight of the mainland and enter a narrow beach in the shade of a tall cliff. You come to the furthest point of the known world. Before you stretches the silent ocean humans crossed 400 years ago, running from the Red Death. There's a stone here, its inscription almost entirely washed away by the wind. Astonished, you discover the writing claims this was the place where Arthur, the first king, came ashore with his followers. The relief depicts this very scene. You look at the retinue of knights and advisors around Arthur, and suddenly feel like the butt of an elaborate joke. The person to the right of the king looks almost exactly like you. That's not freaky at all. This discovery is so unsettling, you fail to hear a group of bandaged asylum inhabitants sneaking up on you. Go to verse 313 in the Book of Secrets. Uh-oh, I don't like this. What's going to befall Aaliyah here? Draw a vagabond gray encounter. If you win, draw the weird claimed gray encounter. If you've lost at least one battle or escaped, the wounds you've suffered show signs of infection. Each party member gains a secret. Okay, if you won both encounters or the enemy ran away, your exploration ends. Okay, so we're going to have to draw a gray vagabond encounter. Uh-oh, this isn't good. Here's the vagabond. You can see that we require 5 to beat him. It says, living on the trail quickly teaches you to prey on the weaker. Here's his stats. If he gets to his opportunity, he's going to run away. If we loot, we're going to gain a craftable item. We can use these stats. So let's we're going to start our combat. I'm just going to run through that with you again, and we are okay. We can just get it going with our combat sequence. And let's see here. There we go. Diplomatic and combat actions. I just like to have it in front of me just in case. So we're going to draw our 3 cards. We're going to check the enemy traits. He's fast, so we have to look at fast. It's an enemy combat trait, and it's going to do something. So let's take a look. Fast. Players can play a maximum of 2 cards per activation. That is play a maximum. So we're going to get 3 cards, but we can't play more than 2 because he's fast. It doesn't give us the opportunity to do that. Okay, so let's do this. 1, 2, and 3. It's the first time we think we've had a major combat with Leah. Well, we had that little one with this is. Okay, well, let's see what we got here. We need to do 5 points of damage. If we do 1, he's going to do a damage back. If we do 2, he's going to do 2 damage and 2 to 3, 2 damage and lose that. Or if he goes 4, he's running away. We can only play 2. We can, however, play 2. All right, can we? Yes. So Aaliyah does have practicality, so we can do, well, the first card doesn't matter. What are we going to do with the first card? We're not doing any damage. If you escape from combat, ignore the opportunity. Basically, these are terrible cards for us. Terrible. They don't do anything. These 2 are the same. Reposition, and then mock retreat. Lose 1 and toss a dial. Skull, resolve an opportunity attack. Grail, ignore the enemy attack and gain 2 wounds on end. Draw. This is just awful. I think what we're going to do, if I don't play a card, he's going to take his opportunity, can't attack and run. But it says if you lose at least 1 battle or escaped, we're going to suffer an infection. I'm not sure I want to do that. All this allows us to do is play a card. What a waste. Okay, I guess we're going to play reposition, and that's it. And we're going to have to, so we didn't, it's a 0 to 1, so the first thing that's going to happen, we're going to end it there. Okay, so the first thing that's going to happen is we're going to, there's no delayed abilities. We're going to play, we played cards. No victory, we do a victory check. We obviously didn't do anything victorious there. You know what I can do? I take it back. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to take a mulligan on her and draw her cards. Yep, I'm going to do that. I'm going to take a mulligan. I'm going to discard these. These are going to the bottom of her deck. And I'm going to draw 2 more because I think we got to do something better than this. And perhaps we have. Okay, we have Hex and Hold Guard, right? So I think we can. Oh, I do have magic. Yeah. Okay. So, we're going to get quite a bit out of this. Okay, so let's line this up. So we're going to go down the row. Nothing here, but we do attach here, which is going to draw us a card. We're going to get Gather Thoughts. That's not bad. It gives us some stuff to do. I need to keep our deck over by me so I have it handy. And then we're going to continue down. If I spend a magic, I think we will. We have 1 magic. I'm going to spend it to get 2 cubes on this guy. And then here for our free one, we get a 3rd cube. So he's going to be at 3. That's not great. And then it says, immediately gain 1 cube for each magic when fighting a purple encounter. It's not a purple encounter. It's gray. Okay. What else can we do? I could do Hold Guard, which we can do, but it requires magic. Wait, I can do this. Lose 1 and draw 2 cards, but I can only play 2 cards. So we're going to take a hit on this, but at least we did damage. We're going to take 2 hits. This could be really unpleasant for us. Okay, I think we'll... Okay, we're not fighting a purple encounter, so this doesn't trigger. I could cover it up with Hold Guard. Can I? I can't because the lightning bolt is on here. I mean, yeah. Means I have to spend a magic, but I already spent my magic to do the damage. I can Gather Thoughts. I think what we'll do is we'll end it there because we don't have a choice, right? So we'll play our cards, then the enemy's going to attack. We're going to resolve it. Now remember, he's fast, so we can only play 2 cards anyway. We could have played 1 more, but that's it. We're going to look at, he's got 3, so he's going to lose 1 of these, unfortunately, and he's going to do 2 damage to us. 1, 2. That's rough. And then we'll leave that there, and that's the end of that action. So then end of turn, we're going to discard, but we don't have to. We're going to draw another card, see what we get. Entangling Trap, I like that. Oh, look, lots of stuff here we can do. So if we play this, we'll gain a card. If I play this one, we're going to get 2 times X on nothing. That's not helpful. These cards are terrible. I don't like them at all. She's not a fighter, apparently. Instead, attack instead of the enemy attack, lose a cube and a card. So we could block some damage. I could play this one. It doesn't do anything here, but we put a time token on it. We're going to lose he'll lose a damage, but we'll draw 2 cards. I don't know what else we do. We're probably going to end up covering that up. But what can I can play this where? I just play it as my free card, right? Like here. Got that bites, and then we'll put a time token on it, but I don't think that's going to stay there. Okay, that was our first action. We haven't done anything yet. Then for the second action, we can play this one because we can line it up here and draw a card, and then we can do that. Or we can choose the attack, anything but run away, but we're not doing anything to him. Gosh, I do think we're going to have to do this. So we're going to play this. That'll get rid of that because this isn't going to help us. He's down to 2, so he's just going to do 1 damage to us. Well, again, another damage to us. So, we can't pick run away. That doesn't help us. We're just going to let him do his thing, I think. But this does allow us to draw another card here. Actually, it says 2x, so we're going to draw 2 more cards. We have 3. Okay, we're going to have 3. And then now we have some options. Okay, good. But we're going to take some more damage. So let's run down. We were able to trigger this card because the lightning bolt here lines up, and then we go to our action here, which we always get, and it says now we don't get the action here. So what do I want to play first? Okay, I got it. I think I got it. No, I don't. Man, I could kill him in 1 shot if I had the right thing, but I don't. Alright. Okay, well, we're going to do what we're going to do. Okay, so we got this here, and we took the damage. No, we didn't. We still have to do all this. Okay, 2 points. I don't think we can do anything else, guys. Okay, we're going to take another point of damage. Nothing changes. We just take 1 damage for... Oh, 2 to 3. Oh my gosh. We took 2 points of damage and he loses 1. Maybe we do that. No, I take it back. We're not going to do that. We're going to do this one. We're going to take 1 point of damage because it says instead of the enemy attack, do that and drop a card. So we'll drop Hold Guard. We'll discard that. That's going to go back to the bottom of her deck. Okay. So on the enemy attack, so we leave that alone. That's all we do. On the enemy attack, we're going to choose. So we're going to choose number 1. We took a damage. That's it. He's still got 2 damage on him. End of round. Okay, next round, I get to draw 1 more card because we're back down to 2. Got support. What does this do? Nothing valuable. Add 2 charges to any card in your sequence. Not helpful. Flip over 1 weapon or shield you're using. That's throw. Can't do that, but it does do a lot of damage. However, we need to play this one first. Okay, we're not going to get this, but we'll get these. So here's what we're going to do. I think we can do this one. Let's line it up. Okay, we're going to play this. So we're going to go down immediately. This means on play. We're going to draw another card, so she gets defend. I don't think it's going to matter because here's what's going to happen. First off, we don't have aggression. That's okay. We don't need it. We do have a point of courage. That's going to add 1 more. We do have a point of practicality. That's 4. So now right now he's running away. We need to do, and then we get our free action. Oh, we don't get that. So I have to play a card. I've got to figure out a way to play a card that's going to do a point of damage to him. Oh, I can't. Yeah, nope, I can't do that one. So here's what I have. I could play this one, but it's not going to do a damage. I can only play 2 cards, so this is it. I got to play a card right now. I can prevent damage because he's going to run away though. He's going to take his opportunity to run away, but that doesn't mean I lose. I think we'll have to play that. Okay, we've taken a lot of damage though. Okay, it says if you escape, we didn't escape. If you win, draw. Okay, well he's going to run away. We beat the snot out of him. He's going to run away because we're going to play nothing. That puts him at 4. Yeah, it's not going to matter. Well, so I played 1 card, 2 cards. Okay. Yeah, I think that's it because we can't do any more damage with this. We're not going to do any more damage, so we're just going to stop there. Then he's going to take his attack of opportunity, which means he's going to run away. So we were victorious in that battle. Okay, that's the end of that. We're going to take all her cards and put them aside. But then it says, that's not it though. We have to keep going. So he ran away. He ran away. Then it says, if you win, draw a weird claimed encounter. Weird claimed encounter. Well, I guess we have to do that too. So he's done. And we're going to get the gray deck back out and draw a weird claimed encounter. And I do have one of those handy. This is really bad. But he comes out then, right? Okay, so another combat starts immediately. We have a second encounter right away. She's already hurting. It's almost like this was meant to be. And because he ran away, we do win. But we don't get the loot. So the craftable item that he would have given us does not happen. So I'm shuffling her deck up again for the next encounter. We've taken quite a few bits of damage, but we are at the healing. We can't do healing rights there, and she can heal as well. She doesn't have any energy right now. Enough energy to do that anyway. And we'll have to see how this goes. So we're going to do the second encounter. This is probably going to end the episode because it's getting quite long. So I think I've shuffled this up enough. Okay. 1 more cut, and then we'll go 1, 2, 3. Hopefully we get some decent cards out of this to start our thing. Let me see. We get throw, hold guard, and gather thoughts. Wow, those bite. Well, we're going to have to do throw. Throw's not terrible. So we're going to do throw right off the bat. So what's going to happen? He doesn't have any special abilities. Just as a man who ventured too far. He's like some twisted, weird claimed creature. Oh man, he's going to tear us up too. He's going to make us unhappy. So he takes 7 points of damage. So what did we do so far? Well, we have 1 here and 1 here. So we did 2 points to him. That means he's still at the first level for himself. And then it says flip over 1 weapon or 1 shield. We don't have any, so she can't do that. And then these are the 2 cards we have left. Now, we're not limited to just 2 cards this time if we can keep playing lightning bolts. But I think we want this one in the end. Yeah, I think so. This helps us draw more cards in combat, but this... Oh, it's magic. We can't do it. We have to do Gather Thoughts. So for our second card, we'll play Gather Thoughts. And that means we're preparing for something more, so we're going to put a time token on there. That's going to end our action. So that's our combat. Now we're going to go to the enemy attack. Right now it says 0 to 2. He's got 2. We're going to gain a wound again, so we're down to 3. We're hurting really bad. And we're going to gain a terror, so we're almost panicked. Because that's what that is right there. If we don't do a whole bunch of damage this round, we're in serious trouble. Now we know we're going to lose one of these to draw 2 cards when we activate again. So that is the enemy attack. I think we're going to lose this, guys. I really do. I could escape. But if I escape, the wound you suffered shows signs of infection. Each party member gains secret 66 card. I think we're going to have to escape, guys. When can we escape? Is it the end? Let me look at the encounter. We can choose to draw 3 cards, check enemy traits. We don't have any. Play cards, enemy attacks, check readiness. I'm going to look in the rulebook just to double check my rules, make sure, but I think we just have to run away from this. We probably should have done it right away, but we didn't. Okay, this is going to be a very bad turn for Aaliyah, but we're going to escape. So what is going to happen here is we're going to lose an energy. We have to spend an energy to escape. We can't avoid it. And he's going to get his opportunity attack of 1 unavoidable hit. Look at how close we are. But that ends the encounter. Okay, let's go back. That's it for that. We're going to take her off the board for the moment and go back to what we need to deal with, which isn't going to be very good, but we did escape the weird claimed after fighting off the vagabond. This was the wrong person to have an encounter like that in our group. But it is what it is. Let's continue on. Okay, guys. Here's what it says. Draw a vagabond card. Great encounter. If you win, we did. Then draw a weird claim. If you lost at least 1 battle or escaped, we did that. The wounds you suffer show signs of infection. We get card 66. Personal. The red sign. You can't give this card to any other character. So we have a hint of the red death on us. Our exploration ends. So that is the end of Aaliyah's encounter for that turn, and that puts her way out of energy. She's actually exhausted. She went down into the red. However, she didn't panic, so that's not the worst thing that could happen. And she's a healer. That's another good thing. So we'll see. We'll keep her alive, but I have a feeling that 66 card is going to come back to haunt us. So everybody's out of energy. We're going to go to the end of day phase. Well, that was not a great turn for us, guys. It just wasn't. But let's take a look at the end of day actions that we have to take. So here we go. End of day. Rest. Consume 1 food to restore 1 and lost. If you don't have enough food, we do. If you are exhausted, restore only 4 points of energy instead. So let's go take a look at that. This is the first time we're dealing with exhaustion. And we really, because she's so wounded, she can't restore that much. Also, she's traumatized, so she can't reduce that terror because she's not in a location with a men here. That's Aaliyah. Let's go take a look at everybody else and do their end of day immediate action that we need to do, which is eat. Okay, up here we're going to take a food from him. He's good, and then he'll recover his energy up to 6, and he gets to reduce a terror. I think it is right? Yeah. Oh, if you're already at 0, no, it's okay. Hold on. Let me just read this. Rest. Consume 1 food. Restore 1 health, which we didn't have any, and lose 1 terror. Okay. I'm just going to do his energy now because we know that happened. It's okay. He's okay. So here's what's going to happen with Aaliyah. She is there. So we're going to first, if you are exhausted, so it says if you don't have enough food, so we're going to eat. She eats. That's her food. That is going to have her heal 1. She cannot reduce that until she gets to a men here because she's traumatized. You can't reduce terror when resting in a location without an active men here. But she did go up 1. Then this will go up to 4 because that's all she's going to get in that phase. that sucks. And then a Rev, he's okay too. He's going to drop a food. Now he's still got 2 food left. His he doesn't need to heal, and he has no terror, so he's fine. We'll just put his energy back up to 6. Okay, so we restored their energy. Then we're going to advance our character by spending experience. Well, this is interesting because 2 of them can do this. The question is, do I want to? Let me think about that for a moment. We can modify our decks then, and if we're in an area we're going to have dreams, we will have dreams. So there's a couple things we can do here. He has 2 experience. Now you can, if this was blank, I could add one of these for 2 experience, but because there's already 1 in the pair, this pairing's here, right now to add 1 it would cost me 4. Based on the way I read that, it says if there is 1, just double check it just to be sure. I think that's the way it works. It says 2 experience points, first point in a pair of opposing attributes, second point. So this would be a second point if I added that one. It would be a third point in these 2 right here, which would be 6 experience points. We can't do that, but what he can do is buy a card advancement. Advancing your combat deck by paying 2 experience. And since I haven't done that, I think we're going to do that with a Rev. We're going to spend 2 experience points, and he is going to draw from his combat advancement pool. Yep, and this is his combat advancement pool. So I haven't really shuffled it to make sure. I'm going to just double check and make sure we shuffle this up. We're going to draw 3 cards from this, and we're going to get to pick one for a Rev to add to his deck. Now he can have a minimum of 15 cards, which he has right now. We can add this to his deck and remove something else, or we can just add this to his deck. I think in the early part we'll just add it, just to have the extra options available. And then later on, as his deck gets beefier, we'll do something else. We might do the same thing here with Bior. There's one, we'll cut the deck, draw another one, we'll cut the deck, draw another one. There we go. That is from his combat advancement pool. I can do either the diplomacy or combat, it's up to me. But what does he get? He gets, I think I know what we're taking. This looks like a really good one for him. Reaping. Let's see. So he's got Reaping. Remove all charges from all sowing cards in the sequence. Gain 2 charges. Pay 1 charge to lose 1. Pay 1 charge. Lose 1 and draw 1 card. Okay, so that's Crippling Strike. That's pretty interesting. It does. It only works on a free attack. Remove all charges in sequence. Gain 2 attacks for every charge removed this way. And then this one says Heroic Strike. It does a lot of damage, basically. And then immediately lose 1 energy and gain 1 for each of these, which he currently has 1. I think we're going to take Heroic Strike, put that in his combat pool. These other 2 will go back into his advancement pool. So he is now slightly better. That's pretty cool. Let's do the same thing with Bior, I think. Let's give it a go. Do I want to beef up? I mean, someone needs spirituality. I think, well, Aaliyah will eventually, if she survives this whole thing, will eventually get some spirituality. So let's do this. Let's take and do the same thing. Here's his card deck, but we're going to talk about his advancement deck. We're going to get 3 cards out. I'm going to spend his 2 experience. I don't know if this is a good idea or not, to be honest, but we're going to give it a try. Let's see. And let's see, we'll draw one from the middle, cut, we'll draw this one, cut, and we'll draw this one and see what he gets. That should be a good mix. I'm doing that just in case I didn't shuffle him that well. He gets raw strength. Okay, let's take a look at raw strength. It gives him a card. We can immediately lose an energy to gain 2 charges, pay 1 charge to gain 1 attack for each point of aggression. Is that aggression? Yeah, aggression, Jeff. He has 2. That'd be pretty good. Staggering Strike, 2 aggression. He has this part, but not this part. But it would prevent 2 damage, and we do quite a bit. That's a pretty good one, too. Shoulder Slam, lose 1 less. So if the creature's to lose 1, he loses 1 less. So he wouldn't, in some cases like those ones that lose 1, they wouldn't lose any, and prevent the damage. That's pretty good. And it's got a nice lightning bolt on it with some damage here and here. But I think we're going to do Staggering Strike. That is a really mighty hit. So we're going to add that to his deck. We'll put these 2 back in his advancement pool, and we're good to go. There. Okay, let's continue on with the end of our day. Advance our characters. Okay, we modified our deck. We just added them to it. If you're in a location with a dream, we're going to read the dream. Okay, guys, well, this has been a rather long episode, so I think instead, because these dreams, I don't know what's going to happen, so I think we're going to wait and read the dreams in the next episode. So we're going to finish up. I'm just going to put this here and then mark where we're at with a cube so that we have modified our deck, so we're going to do the dream portion of the end of day, and then in the next round we'll do start of day and maybe take some actions. We're going to have to see what happens to poor Aaliyah. She is a mess. And I don't know what that red sign card is going to end up doing to her, but I'm sure it's not going to be good. And we're 4 away from... we're not succeeding in gaining what we need to save the men here. That's the biggest problem. I think we've gained everything we can from the Charred Conclave. I think Bior might go back and just see what he has to do for that men here. It's a free action. I don't know. We'll see. He might go to the island and take over where Aaliyah is going to have to leave off. Now, she's going to be able to heal, so that's okay. She can spend 1 energy there to heal and pay 1 wealth to gain 3. She doesn't have any wealth, though. So she's going to have to use her own ability, which is 2 energy, to heal, to restore 1 health. And then she'll restore health again, and then maybe move. She's going to be really gimped for the next turn or 2, I think. That's unfortunate. But it is what it is. So, guys, thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. Let me know if I made any mistakes. I don't know that I did, but... you know, it's a tricky game, so be sure to tell me. And thank you so much for all your likes, shares, and subscribes. Please continue and help me drive subscriptions up on the channel. I really appreciate it. And if you want to win a copy of the game Sanctum, that is still open. So go back and you can watch the episodes of that to gain the clues. If you gain the clues, I've had a few entries, but I don't think a lot of people have been able to figure it out. A few have. Only a few have. I've gotten some wrong answers, and a couple of people have given me right answers. I really made it, I think, very easy to figure out. But if it's not, I apologize. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing, and I will see you in the next episode of Tainted Grail, The Fall of Avalon. Take care.